tarot, astrology, and yoga. My name is Ava. I'm welcoming you in for your December 2025 Astro Tarot forecast. A reading relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Taurus. My moon sign is Taurus. I'm a Pisces, Scorpio rising, born in 1952 in the year of the water dragon. I very much resonate with Taurian characteristics because I have some myself. So I tend to understand you fairly well. This is an Astro Tarot forecast combining astrology and the tarot. And I try very much to keep it as simple as possible. The astrological reading will be the foundation, the spiritual and terrestrial foundation for the upcoming tarot forecast following this. I follow the transits of only two planets, Mars and Venus, and that's to keep things simple and current. These planets spend a short time in a particular sign, and so for monthly forecasts, it's a perfect indicator, energetic indicator for us. This month, oh, by the way, happy holidays, everyone. May this be the best winter solstice of your whole life. This is the time of year when the earth herself becomes contemplative. For 3 days after the solstice, the earth literally holds her breath and contemplates her past and her future, sinking deeply into the moment. She invites you to do the same. It is the time of year when the earth holds her breath, after which she begins to inhale, bringing in life again. That inhalation lasts until the summer solstice, when she then begins to exhale. That exhalation ends at the winter solstice, where she holds her breath and prays, shows appreciation for what has been, and is in joyful contemplation of what will be in spring and summer. So, your forecast is very intense, is the word, because Mars and Venus simultaneously are transiting the signs of Sagittarius and then Capricorn. These are sacred houses of intense spiritual transformation. The 8th house is where Mars and Venus transit simultaneously the first half of the month. The 8th house is about intimacy, sexuality, partnerships, platonic or romantic. It's also about higher learning, being very proactive in acquiring deeper spiritual guidance, just as the ninth house is. So the whole month is characterized by this intense emphasis on personal transformation, soul-stirring events, connections, leading sometimes to a power struggle or jealousy, negatively speaking. Positively speaking, it takes your relationship to a new level of commitment and power. Again, be they platonic, business relationships, or romantic, personal relationships. There's a push-pull energy because of emphasis on shared resources. How you spend your money, the money that you've earned either together or that you share with a partner. Another word that describes the eighth house is death. Death, symbolically, is about endings, an ending. Sometimes it is someone's passing and the repercussions of that, financial and otherwise. Or it's about the end of something that had deep meaning for you. Could be a relationship, could be a business partnership, could be the end of a governmental obligation, or the end of a monetary obligation. Because this is also about taxes, dealing with the government, dealing with legal issues, the law, and sorting it all out by putting energy. Both Venus and Mars are here, so Venus wants solutions and peace, and Mars wants to drive it forward, to bring it to a greater level of intensity, focus. The second half of the month, Venus and Mars again simultaneously move into the ninth house. The ninth house is where higher learning, philosophy, academic accomplishment are highlighted. Learning something that broadens your spiritual or intellectual horizons. This really is just sort of a push towards excellence. That's what I feel. In whatever area that because there's such a multitude of possibilities here from the eighth house and the ninth, and their combined energy is a sort of a whole landscape of areas in your life that could improve quite drastically. Or you could have some kind of power struggle with a partner, but there's a sort of a necessity, something greater than the partnership itself involved, and both, or the partnership is tested in some way. So, all right, with all that said, I'm so excited to see what your tarot forecast will be for the month. And thank you for whatever support you can give. There's links below, many ways to do it. And I appreciate your messages and your friendship. Thank you. Happy holidays. And I'll see you next year. Namaste. Welcome, Taurus, to your tarot forecast for December 2025. Again, relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Taurus. I must explain my shirt. It says crazy, but it says it's backwards. You'll see it as crazy, but when I go out in public, people don't know what it says, and I find that quite amusing. I found this in a thrift shop just the other day, and I love it. Plus, it keeps the mosquitoes off me, and this is mosquito season here in Hawaii, where I live. I have a huge catchment of rainwater outside my cabin, and what it does is it catches mosquito larvae. And now I've had to order the mosquito zappers. I didn't want to do it as a vegan. We don't believe in killing anything. But I may throw in the hat and say, or throw in the towel, I guess is the expression, throw the towel in, and I've ordered several. The mosquitoes are quite ravenous this time of year. So I'm shuffling and right in front of you, and I'm going to put in 2 reversals, like so, and like so. And now we're ready for your reading. This is a 4-card spread, and the astrological forecast I'm going to use as a foundation for the reading. Let's shuffle just a little more and see what we can garner. I want to make sure which is right side up. That's right side up. Okay. There we go. Left hand, like so. And here we go. We're done. Wow. In the position of the overall energy, the thematic energy of the month, Lovers. That is, again, Mars and Venus in the 8th house of partnerships, shared resources, lovers, partners, relationships that have meaning and value to you. This is the theme, the energetic theme of the month. We have Adam and Eve with the volcano behind it. Volcano is a symbol of intense energy, explosive energy between the two. So this is sexual, or it could be emotional, and it could even be intellectual. But explosive energy between the couple. Again, be it romantic or platonic. The angel above them is the angel of reconciliation, cooperation, love, harmony. Venus. Venus is in your 8th house of partnerships. And so she is bringing peace, cooperation, and love. But the scene is one where they are standing apart. So it's about this bringing together of two people involved in the relationship, in the partnership, in ways that bring harmony. Dealing with joint shared resources in ways that are not provocative of power struggles and or separation, divide, division. This is about taking those power struggles and bringing in deeper understanding through either spiritual evolution or philosophical, intellectual revolution, change, transformation. Going beyond the limits, the restrictions that you may have felt in this partnership, in this relationship. This is what the month is all about. In the position of what will challenge you, we have yet another major arcana card. So strange, because many of the signs have been receiving major arcana cards for the season, for the month, for the holidays. So making this intense for many, many signs. Your challenge is the Hangman. If we look at the card, what we see is the cross, or part of the cross, provocative of the Christian symbolism of Christ on the cross. He's hanging upside down with a halo of enlightenment around his head. This is about the ability to see a situation, a relationship, from a different perspective, from a new, alternative perspective. And from that perspective, gaining insight and wisdom as to how to right the wrong, how to turn this situation upright. Seeing how to evolve the partnership, how to bring this kind of new awareness to the partnership, thus being able to withdraw from the intensity of it and to hold yourself in a sort of suspended, animated moment of deep contemplation. And from there, receive the enlightenment, the wisdom, the knowledge you need to know what to do next. So, let's see what comes up in the position of the unexpected. We have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups. The unexpected is that there are more opportunities, more choices, more offerings than you had anticipated. This is also about living within a world of illusion. Pie in the sky. As you can see, he's got all these options here. These cups are full of different things. So he's dreaming about the different ways he could prosper or become happy, to fulfill his dream. And there are so many options. What this implies, though, because he's in the dark, see, he's in the shadow. He's not necessarily in touch with reality. So there's an unexpected period of lack of information, lack of real knowledge, lack of real understanding about a situation, just an unexpected moment of confusion, perhaps, where your dreams collide with reality. That's what's unexpected. With Mars and Venus in the ninth, you might be just in a state of trying to fulfill unfulfilled dreams that can be expressed in your travels, going to different places, more exotic, more interesting places, however far or near that may be to your home. Seeing what kind of options you have, possibilities. Maybe if you've inherited some money or some opportunity, you're dreaming about what that can do for you, exploring your options on an imaginative level. This is what this is all about. So that's a wonderful thing for a Taurus, because you're very creative. And so you want to kind of peruse the creative options you have before you make your choice, before you select. Let's see what, oh, look at this. Always with Taurus, you come back to your roots. This is the Four of Pentacles. This is money management, holding on to what you have. It can be jealousy. Jealousy over what's yours and what's theirs. It could be jealousy within a partnership. Or it could be a feeling of wanting to hold on to what you have and not let it go. Taurians are this way. They are very much concerned with their relationships as if it's an extension of them. You see, this is the king who is called Midas. He has the Midas touch, turning everything into gold, profiting, managing that profit with both feet firmly planted in the earth, Pentacles, stabilizing your financial world, keeping guard, watch over your money, over your finances. If it's about shared resources, bringing balance and profitability into your partnerships, being in command and control of your financial, material world. Sometimes it can lead to greed. Sometimes the card does mean that, because of the myth of Midas, where he was so in love with gold that spirit granted him the superpower that gave him the ability to touch anything in the world and turn it to gold. But ultimately, the thing he most prized, most loved, was his daughter. And he forgot that he had been empowered with this ability to turn everything to gold. And he ran to her and hugged her, and she turned into gold. A lifeless, worthless piece of matter. And he realized then that what is really precious is not the gold, but the gold that comes from human love. So it may be this realization you come to. And what a beautiful thing to happen during the holidays. So thank you very much, Taurus, for joining me. And thank you for your support. There are links below if you'd like a personal reading or to talk with me over the phone. I'll see you next year. All my love. Namaste.